If God looked at the world today, would he see what he saw in the days of Noah? Would he see love, compassion, and truth? Or would he see violence, pride, and hearts turned away from him? The Bible tells us that once before, humanity became so corrupt, so full of greed and cruelty, that God decided to wash the world clean and start again. But in the middle of that darkness, one man still listened. One man found grace. One man dared to believe when no one else did. His name was Noah. Generations had passed since Adam and Eve. The world had grown full of people, but not full of goodness. The hearts of men and women had turned wicked. Violence filled the earth, and every thought of humanity's heart was evil all the time. It broke God's heart. He said, "I will put an end to all people, for the earth is filled with violence." But then, light in the darkness. Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Noah wasn't perfect, but he walked faithfully with God. And when God spoke, Noah listened. God told him, "Build yourself an ark, a great boat of cypress wood. I am bringing a flood to destroy all life, but you and your family will be saved." He gave him exact instructions: 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, 45 feet high. 3 decks, sealed tight with pitch inside and out, a floating fortress of faith. Now imagine hearing that. No rain, no floods, not even clouds in the sky. Yet Noah started building. Day after day, year after year. People watched and laughed. They called him crazy. "Where's your flood, Noah? Where's your storm?" But Noah didn't stop. He kept hammering, kept believing, because when you trust God's word, you don't need to see the storm to start preparing for it. His sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, worked beside him. His wife and daughters-in-law supported him. For over 100 years, Noah built the ark in a dry world. A world that didn't want to hear about judgment, only comfort. Doesn't that sound familiar? We live in a time where faith is mocked, where truth is relative, where the world says, do what feels right, not what is right. But just like Noah, we're called to build, not arks of wood, but lives of faith that can withstand the storms around us. Then one day, the sky began to change. Clouds rolled in, thunder rumbled, and God said, "Go into the ark, you and your family." Then something incredible happened. Animals began to move. From forests, deserts, mountains, and jungles, they came 2 by 2. Lions and lambs, elephants and doves, snakes and sparrows. They entered the ark, guided by the unseen hand of their Creator. When everyone was inside, God Himself shut the door. And then, the rain began. At first, just a drizzle, then steady drops. Then a storm like the world had never seen. The sky unleashed its fury. The ground cracked open, and water burst from the depths of the earth. The rivers overflowed, the seas rose, cities vanished, mountains disappeared. The laughter stopped. For 40 days and nights the rain never stopped. The floodwaters covered the earth. Every living thing outside the ark perished. But inside that wooden vessel was peace. The sound of rain, the rocking of the waves, and the quiet prayers of a man who trusted God more than his own understanding. Noah couldn't see what God was doing, but he believed that the same God who shut the door would one day open it again. And that's faith. It's trusting the plan even when you can't see the purpose. Months passed. The ark floated in silence. Then one morning the rain stopped. The sun broke through the clouds. The world was still covered in water, but hope was returning. Noah sent out a raven. It flew back. Then he sent a dove. It returned with an olive leaf in its beak. And when he sent it again, it didn't come back at all. The waters had gone down. Finally, God said, "Noah, come out of the ark, you and your family." And when Noah stepped out, the air was fresh, the ground soft beneath his feet, and the world was quiet, clean, new. Noah built an altar to the Lord and offered a sacrifice of thanksgiving. And God made a promise. "Never again will I destroy all life with a flood." Then he set a rainbow in the sky, a sign of his covenant with all creation. Every time you see a rainbow, it's not just a pretty sight. It's a reminder of mercy. It's proof that even after the storm, God still keeps His promises. Noah's story isn't just about judgment. It's about hope. It's about a God who saves those who trust him, even when the world calls them foolish. The flood may have washed the world clean, but it also revealed something deeper. Faith floats when everything else sinks. And maybe right now, you're facing your own kind of flood. The kind that doesn't come from the sky, but from heartbreak, loss, or fear. Maybe you feel like you're barely holding on. Remember this: God doesn't just protect you from the storm, he carries you through it. When you see a rainbow, remember Noah. Remember that the same God who brought him safely through the flood still carries those who trust him today. So here's my question for you. What part of Noah's story speaks to you the most? Have you ever felt like you were building something that no one else understood? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments below. Your story might be the encouragement someone else needs to hear. And if this message moved you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and join me next time as we continue this journey through the Bible, one powerful story at a time. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of my covenant between me and the earth. Genesis 9:13. The flood ended, but God's grace never did.